All right.
Yep, it's live.
All right, there we go. It's live.
Excellent.
All right. So, I guess, do we want to start with deciding what kind of debate we want to do?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay. So, let's see. We have the formal debate and then the informal debate. Does anybody have any preferences?
I don't have a strong preference. I thought the informal debate sounded
Informal sounds better, right?
a little bit. It sounded slightly less intense.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so does everyone feel good about an informal debate?
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Wow. First decision done. We're doing.
Woohoo!
I have to actually look at the informal debate format now for all the jobs.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I have it in front of me too.
So, I guess my question for like the informal debate is: do people go on either side? Like, do we debate against each other, or does one person state both sides of the argument for each particular point?
I think we divide either that we are, I don't want to say like for it or against it, but I think we're on a side, like
Okay.
determine who's on which side of that.
Okay.
And then if I'm reading it right, then within that, whichever side you're on, I think you might have multiple roles, but there would be.
Right, because there's 5 roles for each side?
That's what I'm assuming.
Okay. Although I guess...
well, there's the introducer.
On either side.
I'm rereading it.
Yeah, me too.
Where is it at on Blackboard? I printed it out, but I left it at home.
It's if you go into the announcements, it should be the first announcement.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Or you can find it in Module 1.
Yeah, that's where I got mine.
And that's a Word document.
So where I get confused is it says the introducer states the point counterpoint. So
I think it's just like kind of probably like this is what our debate, this is really informal, but like this is what our debate is about. One side will be I guess what you're stating, right?
Okay. So then the introducer and I guess the fielders are on either side. They're both just kind of generally
right.
One's answering questions.
That's what I'm kind of.
Okay.
As I reread this, it kind of seems like there's one introducer and one fielder, and then maybe 2 summarizers and illustrators, and maybe researchers. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I think that kind of makes sense. Like if you're on the, say, against side, there'd have to be a couple summarizers to summarize different aspects of it, right?
Right. Otherwise, it would just kind of be like we're talking out of both sides of our mouths.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I guess what would make maybe first sense is to everyone go to a side.
Yeah, like, is it ethical or is it not ethical?
Right. Annie did say that she'd be happy to do whatever, but she would prefer to be on the against.
So it's not
ethical side?
Right. Okay. Not ethical. I'm fine with being on either side.
Me too.
I mean, I'm personally against, but it could be kind of interesting to argue for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you guys have any preference, Melissa or Alicia?
I don't mind.
I'm personally thinking it's against as well, but I can play either side.
Okay, well that's fine. I think maybe I'll go for it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I can do it's ethical too. I'll take the.
Okay, so then Melissa, you got 2 on each side, so go where you're.
Melissa, pick one of us.
I'll go 4.
Okay.
All right, so just so we make sure, so 4 is Melissa.
Yeah, I should be writing this down.
And then Who was the other one?
4, it's Melissa, me, and
Julie.
Julie. Okay.
And then Annie and, okay, got it. Rachel.
And then against is myself and Annie, right?
Right. Another way we could do it is we could put 2 on each side, and then the extra person could be the introducer and the fielder.
Oh, I like that.
Is that okay to do that?
I think so. I think as long as people have a role.
Okay, let me read it.
As far as I can tell, that's fine.
Definitely makes sense for the fielder, I think, to be kind of
neutral.
Yeah.
Right. I think even the introducer too, because they're just stating both sides of it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'd also be happy to do that. I don't really care about. Really, I'm very flexible. Is basically, I guess.
I'm pretty flexible too.
That makes sense, though, to divide it evenly like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Melissa, any preference here? Do you want to be on a side, or do you want to be neutral, or?
It doesn't matter to me either, because I am like back and forth on yes and no on pro and con, so it doesn't matter to me either way.
Okay. Me too. So,
I'll stay where I'm at if that helps.
okay, so then I'll go to introducer fielder unless you want to.
I'm good.
Okay.
Raja, no.
Oh.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, you're fine.
They were just getting into trouble outside.
And
Yeah.
Julie, how do you feel? Do you want to stay where you are? Do you?
Yeah, I'm fine with whatever.
Okay, so then I'll go to introducer and fielder.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I haven't watched the sample debates that were posted either. I think that this would make more sense once we watch those.
Yeah. I haven't either. It seems too overwhelming. I was like, until I know what type of debate we're doing, I don't think I can watch those samples.
Yeah, I think it'll make more sense, though.
Okay. Okay, so what else? Do we feel like there's other things that we should decide tonight? Do we feel like
I guess we need to split it from there, right? Like, who's gonna do the summarizer, illustrator, researcher?
Mm-hmm.
Let me look at it. My husband's like texting what's for dinner.
nothing yet?
My 17-year-old made dinner.
Oh, that's nice.
It's a boy. It's Hamburger Helper. So
So nice.
not as good as it gets for him.
Okay, well, it seems like everyone would have 2 jobs, right?
Well, it'd be, because my feeling is maybe, and Melissa, I guess it's you and I, but I mean, I'm fine with if we each take one and then work on the third one, together. I mean, I'm just reading to see.
Yeah, I'm trying to. My eyes are really tired.
I mean,
And then
go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry. The other kind of question is, so it says the summarizer describes the specific point or counterpoint to which he or she has been assigned. And so it seems like from our description of our debate, there was, there's the theory, there's the legal issues, There's the political, economic, societal impact. Is it evidence-based? So those are, I guess, all points that we're going to go over.
I guess that's my question. Do we pick a specific?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I wonder if we should ask for clarification.
Maybe.
Right. Because it seems like you would go back and forth to both sides on each point.
Yeah.
Maybe. But then that's a lot of, like, then it feels like that's a lot for the two sides to do, you know, to have 5 different points that they're going to go over and research.
Yeah, but the debate is also supposed to be 30 to 45 minutes.
Right, it's long.
It's long,
You
so.
guys talk really slow.
I think she might catch on to that.
Maybe, especially because she's going to watch this.
Right.
Rereading it, like. I almost think it's going to encompass, like, those different things. I think that's going to be part of the debate. You know what I mean? Like,
that there'll be overlap between them.
Because I'm thinking, like, if one person makes a point about something, then you can counter it with, well, for African American students, this, you know, so. But we can ask just to make sure if you guys want.
Yeah, I think it's hard with the informal debate, sort of, in that, like, does it just keep going back and forth between the two? You know, because the formal one's much more, you state, and then you go against, and then you state, and then you go against, and then you state, and go against. So I don't know if that's how it
Look at
works.
the formal one and make sure we made the right decision.
But I also do think, in this scenario, watching the sample debates would help a lot.
Yeah, and we'll be able to see other debates before we actually do ours from the classmates.
Also true.
But like going back and forth is more of like the formal debate, where the informal is more of like a discussion.
Right, which I like about the informal.
Yeah, I agree.
Is that it's a discussion.
So maybe instead of kind of doing this back and forth, we talk about one topic in its entirety, like as a group, with each person having their role, but not necessarily side 1 versus side 2.
Does anybody remember when we have to present ours? Do you know offhand?
I would have to look that up.
I was going to write it down. I know it's discussion board 7. I think it's like the end of June.
So we have a minute. That was my question. If we wait for,
Right, we have a little time. So I think maybe we could just start, you know, researching all the points. So maybe that's kind of how we split it up, at least to start, is we can all maybe take a different point to do some research on, and then we can all bring it together. But because I think just researching zero tolerance in general is going to be kind of overwhelming, and we all might find the same articles. So maybe it would be helpful if someone focuses on, you know, like what's the legal issues of zero tolerance, or is it considered an evidence-based practice, or things like that. And just all do some research on it.
So ours is due week 6. So whatever that means.
I'm like, now I need a calendar.
I know, right?
So I know we post it in discussion board 7, so it's due the week before discussion board 7.
Yeah.
So that would be, that's the last week of June. So I think it's going to be due on June 26th we've posted on a Sunday.
Okay. So we got some time, and in between now and then, we need to have at least 2 more of these, because we're supposed to post 3 recordings.
Right. But we have to have our debate outline done by, isn't it the
I think it's next week.
next week? Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you
Yeah.
thinking like take some? I'm wondering if we're not just thinking too much. I guess reading too much into it. You know what I mean about the separate issues.
Yeah. That's always the challenge, right?
It is. It is.
Well, I guess
Do you
then the
guys?
question is,
Sorry.
no, I'm sorry, you go ahead.
Do you think that if we took I mean, if you guys were able to meet again next Thursday, I'm assuming it's not due until Sunday. So if we
Right.
watch the sample videos and do some research, I think we're going to know more where we're going. Do you feel like we can get the outline done? I would think so if we met again next Thursday, maybe. And then I know you guys aren't procrastinators, so.
No, I think that's fine.
What we could do is we could set up a Google Doc where we could do like a preliminary outline of different like ideas.
I think that would be really good.
And then we could, as we come across research and stuff, add that to the Google Doc outline. That way we have a starting point, and then we can talk about it and narrow it down next Thursday when we
So
meet.
would that be in the in the group module, or because we did that kind of stuff in my last group on with discussion board or whatever.
Mm-hmm. No, I was actually thinking creating in Google. There's Google Docs that I can share with everyone.
So okay.
So I would send it to the emails that we use for this.
Okay.
And then everybody can edit it.
Okay.
And add what they want. At any time.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that would be easier for me because this next week I have to do iRead testing. I'm like catch-all for my school right now. So I have to do iRead testing on Wednesday and Thursday. And then, so my week is kind of hectic at what times I'm going to be where. So the Google Doc would be awesome for me to be able to just kind of put some stuff in there.
Okay.
We are going to still have to meet, right, and do a recording?
Yeah.
Yeah, at some point. I don't know if I can do next Thursday. But we can kind of figure that out as the week gets closer. So yeah, I think the Google Doc would be good in terms of making sure, we don't all find the same articles and we're all, just sharing whatever seems interesting throughout the week. And then we can figure out a next time to meet. So we have to submit a log for this Sunday.
We probably have enough info, right, for that, because we have...
Yeah, I think we would. And we would just say our action steps would be, view sample debates.
Yeah.
And do preliminary research that we're going to share in a document together, I think is good.
Yep.
Do we want to separate the topics so we're not all kind of spread thin and looking for everything?
I'm happy to do it that way. It doesn't, whatever way works. I haven't even, I did type it into a research thing one time, but I have no idea what various things came up because I was doing it so quick.
Right.
So I think that could work, but I'm also happy to do it whatever.
Yeah. I know I did some research and I saved probably 5 articles. I haven't had a chance to read them though, so I don't know if they're any good. So, but I was just thinking, so we're not all spending the same time looking at the same stuff. If we want to split up into twos and, or I guess there is 5 topics, yeah. So we could each pick one topic out of that list.
Right, to try and find some stuff on.
And
I do think that there will be a lot of overlap between them.
Oh, I agree.
But I think it would be a good way to avoid all of us just finding generally what zero tolerance is and then, kind of arguments for it.
So then if we wanted to do it that way, is there a topic that anybody, that each person wants to do, more inclined to do?
Doesn't matter to me.
Because I'm trying to see here. I'm pulling up what our topics are again.
Yeah. And what I think will be good is that probably from everyone's articles also, they'll probably have some, because one of the topics is actual anecdotes. So probably everyone is going to come across some of those.
Yeah.
Which will be good to get a variety of those. And then we could all just make note of particularly compelling ones.
What are the other ones?
There's theory behind it, the legal issues, the political, economic, societal impact, and is it evidence-based?
I can do impact. I kind of like that.
Okay.
I can do the legal issues and ethical.
Okay. Alicia, any preference?
Oh goodness.
Sorry.
I think real stories will kind of just come as we go.
Yeah.
So I don't know that needs to be a focus for either one of anyone. But so I'll do the evidence based.
Okay. So then I'll look into the theory behind it, and then what should we say that for Annie? I mean, we could kind of look into like a history of it. I don't know when zero tolerance became a thing that we started doing.
It was with Bill Clinton.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
That's all I know, though.
Yeah, she could do just like maybe she could do like the origin, when it started, kind of like the debates that happened when it first started.
I think that would be good because it would give us all kind of a more round history on it, so we could focus more on our little section.
Okay, well, that sounds good. Okay. All right, well, I think that's a pretty solid
Plan.
start.
Yeah. So then, did we want to talk about options for our next meeting so we can kind of pose that to Annie?
Yeah. Let me think about next week. It feels really far away. I think. Yeah, actually, I think the only 2 days I can't do next week are Wednesday and Thursday. But I could do probably any time other than that. Or I could do late Wednesday or Thursday. Like I could do after 8:30.
Okay.
If I do Tuesday, we have a state audit next week. If I do I can do Tuesday, but it'll need to be later because I'm in Indianapolis. So.
Any other conflicts?
My Thursdays are kind of busy later in the evening, but if it's at like 8, well, depends on how long our games go, because sometimes later, like I usually leave about 8 to get to the game, but it just depends on when those are. But Wednesday is good, and Tuesday is good for whatever.
What about like Wednesday a little bit later, maybe like 8 o'clock?
Okay, that would work for me.
Would that work?
I'm good with that.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
that'll give us a little more time too. So
Okay.
Here, I'll text Annie just to see.
Yeah, I know. I wonder if she's even getting our text. I hope she is.
I wonder if there's a way that, well, everything kind of needs the internet. I was just thinking like maybe FaceTiming or something with one of us while we're doing this next week if she runs into the same problem.
I know. Well, hopefully she can find like a good spot with internet connection. I would hope.
Yeah.
School's
Well,
just hard if you don't
we
have
might as
internet.
well record it too if we're doing it.
Right.
Yeah, we'll still record it. So she'll be able to watch it. I would assume at some point when she got the internet. But
What if you had her on phone call and she was like a part of somebody else's video?
Like speaker, yeah.
Yeah, that maybe could work.
yeah.
Okay, so then I guess hopefully we're gonna hear back from Annie, but we'll say tentatively Wednesday at 8.
Yeah.
And then so we just have to submit the log and post this,
I'll post this log.
Okay.
I'll post the video.
Okay.
Cause
submit the log if you guys want.
It's fine. It makes no difference.
Yeah, exactly. One log.
all right. So Rachel, you're gonna post the log. I'll post the video.
Yeah, and then I'll just send, in case Annie doesn't answer, I'll just send her an email saying, like, a really quickly what we did, and also to watch the broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
That would probably help.
Yeah, and there'll be a link for all of us in the discussion board because that's where I need to post the link for the broadcast for our teacher. So.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So I think we're good.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay.
Any other questions or concerns? No?
Nope.
All right. Well, it was nice to put a face to all the names.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Nice to meet you, ladies.
Okay,
Nice.
You.
All right. Bye.
Bye.